during the New Year's, you have to take time to do reflection, right? And during this time, he spoke upon when you make it through a new time, right? What's considered to be a new year, right? Even though this is not something that our people actually came up with, that you have to be grateful and you got to take some time to be quiet, beyond the energy that you will give to festivities and the loudness. But when you honor Allah, when you honor God, when you honor consciousness and spirit, you have to do it in quiet and you do it in reflection. And you think about the things that went right this year. You think about the things that went wrong this year. You think about the people that didn't make it this year. And you take some time and you meditate on those reflections in hopes that you gain wisdom for a better time and a better year. This year of awe should have presented a message to us. And that message should be loud and clear that an old world is dying out and a new world is coming in, right? And so with that being said, we cannot be the same. We cannot do the same. We can't celebrate the same. We can't move the same. You understand that? He spoke upon that when the old world goes out, they're not going to go out quietly. They're going to want to go out with a bang. They're not going to want to go out peacefully. You're going to hear loud noise when that world goes out and a new time comes. And oftentimes we don't get downloads, we don't get messages, and we don't get the time to reflect upon what's truly needed to build what we want to. We got all of these new distractions. Every new social media, whether it's Clubhouse, right? Whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, they have an ability to destroy your decision-making mind, to destroy your own architecture of wisdom that should be studied upon every day as you learn yourself. But there's always a new opportunity to take your mind away in hopes that you finally gain favor in the world. Now, there's nothing wrong with the utility of technology in order for us to implement our plans, but we have to learn to do our reflections in private and then strategize in private and then execute in public. We cannot do everything on these platforms because then they use us instead of we use them. Stop being excited for a celebrity. Stop being excited to be noticed. Stop being excited for someone to validate you through likes, through fake love, through false intimacy. Your power doesn't come from none of those things. Your power comes from releasing those things. Your power comes from studying your mind, but not owning your thoughts. You're not supposed to own your thoughts. You disconnect and you observe your thoughts so they don't control you, but you control them. So you become a ruler over self until we move into what's called self-control. But most of us have not learned to exemplify the greatest version of themselves. Most of us have not upgraded ourselves to the latest version of ourselves. We've updated our phones. We've updated our apps. We've updated our outfits, our makeup, our hairstyles. We've updated our cars. But when it comes to your mind and your spirit, those are not the updates that we do. We operating with the same mind, hoping we get new results and constantly creating the same world. I'm someone in the deepness of who I am. When I talk like this is not something I pre-write. This is not some message that I say, let me give them with some intent. This is something that I got to allow myself to be a vessel for because somebody on here needs this message. Somebody on here is going to internalize this. And when we understand time, I want to break something down to you all. Do not misinterpret the reality of the New Year's to mean as anything has changed. Everything is the same. Time cannot be something that's controlled by man and calendar. Time is something that flows like a river. Time is something that continuously happens. And time can be understood in different ways. Whether it's a Gregorian calendar and the papal bull telling us that, listen, this is a new year. Why? Nothing is growing right now. Nothing is flourishing right now. What makes it a new year? Is it springtime? Is it growth? Or this allow you to control our time so we continue to flow? We rock with time zones. We rock with calendars and clocks. If I ask you, how did your time feel this year? It has nothing to do with it being 365 days. I had a conversation earlier talking about the fact that seconds is an invention. Minutes is an invention. Hours is an invention. Days are an invention. These are inventions of man given to us. So when we talk about ending time, we're talking about ending our relationship with the false reality of time that was given to us by our once slave masters, that was given to us by our once oppressors. And once they no longer control our language and our time, we now have the ability to make this our time in reality. And understanding the now, that spirituality is your focus in the present, in the now, in the now, in the now. But they always got you thinking about a tomorrow.